Right, let's talk meatballs. Everyone loves them, right? They're a universal favorite. But where did these little balls of deliciousness come from? What's their origin story? Well, pinning down the exact origin of meatballs is like trying to find a single grain of rice in a paella. It's a real head-scratcher. Meatballs have been around for centuries, popping up in kitchens all over the world, from Europe to Asia. It's no surprise, really, is it? They're simple, yet versatile. You take some minced meat, roll it up, add some spices, and boom, you've got a tasty, convenient meal. Some folks reckon meatballs go all the way back to the Stone Age. Imagine our ancestors huddled around a fire, roasting little balls of mammoth meat. Quite the image, right? Talk about a prehistoric feast. It must have been quite the event. Wherever they first appeared, one thing's for sure, meatballs have become a global sensation. From Asia to the Americas, every culture has its own spin on this culinary classic, making it truly universal. Let's rewind a couple of thousand years to the Roman Empire, a time of grandeur and culinary delights. These guys really knew how to eat and celebrate. And guess what was on the menu? You got it. Meatballs, a true delicacy. The Romans were big fans of a dish called isicia omentata. Fancy name, right? It sounds delicious too. Basically, it was a kind of meatball made with minced pork, spices and pine nuts, all wrapped up in a tasty, cool, fat casing. These Roman meatballs were often grilled or roasted and served up at lavish feasts, fit for emperors. Can you imagine the aroma? Makes your mouth water, doesn't it? Absolutely mouth-watering. The Romans even had their own celebrity chef, Apicius, who wrote a cookbook way back in the 1st century AD. And guess what? He included a recipe for meatballs. How cool is that? So we know those Roman fellas really knew their onions, or should I say, their meatballs. They were true culinary pioneers. Fast forward a few centuries and we find ourselves in the Middle Ages. Times weren't always easy back then, and meat was a luxury that not everyone could afford. So what did resourceful cooks do? They got creative with meatballs. Medieval cooks would stretch their meat supplies by adding fillers like breadcrumbs, grated vegetables, and even ground up nuts to their meatballs. Talk about ingenuity. These medieval meatballs were a great way to feed a crowd on a budget. They were hearty, flavorful, and could be cooked in a variety of ways, simmered in stews, baked in pies, or even fried up on a griddle. Now let's hop over to Italy, the land of pasta, pizza, and of course, delicious meatballs. Italians are true masters of meatball making, and their polpette are absolutely legendary. Italian meatballs are all about using fresh, high-quality ingredients and combining them in perfect harmony. We're talking juicy beef and pork, aromatic garlic and herbs, tangy Parmesan cheese, and just a touch of spice. Mamma mia, it's a delight. Whether they're simmered in a rich tomato sauce, served up with creamy polenta, or nestled in a crusty bread roll, Italian meatballs are guaranteed to tantalize your taste buds. And let's not forget about those amazing aromas that fill the kitchen when you're cooking them. Pure culinary heaven. Enjoy every bite.